Hello, fellow Pisces. Welcome to Welcome to Starchaeology Tarot. I am Desi. I will be your Starchaeologist or tarot reader for this month. Hey everyone, thanks for being a part of this community. Thanks for liking, subscribing. For those of you who have become patrons over at my Patreon, the link is below. I am so wildly grateful for your support. You are helping me to create more tarot content and more personalized tarot content, which is a goal of mine for this next year. If you are interested in supporting my work in any way, please check out my Patreon below. You can be a first tier patron for as little as $8 a month, and that just really helps me continue doing these 12 sign astrological readings every single month, as well as moon transit readings over there, daily card pulls, pick a pile readings, etc., etc. You may have noticed that I no longer post all 12 signs every single month on YouTube. Rather, I rotate which signs I post each month. If you want access to your signs every single month, that's another reason to become a patron and support this work in that way. I also am offering for the higher tiers over on Patreon a lot of personalized reading opportunities. So everything from, a monthly card pull for a simple question that you might have each month, to 60-minute deep dive personal readings each month. So if you're someone who really wants personal tarot support every month, check out my Patreon too, because there are discounts there for patrons versus people who just sign up for a reading with me willy-nilly. Okay, Pisces, let's dive into your September reading and see what September is all about. Pisces, this is looking like I think some of you are going through it right now. The heart of this reading, the heart of September for you is conflict. And it's conflict that I think you are internalizing. Conflict that doesn't have to be as serious as you are making it out to be. It's kind of natural conflict, just a part of being alive, a way of exercising your voice and what you stand for. Almost like a tool for distilling your values and what is important to you and what it is that you want. I think many of you, the people pleaser is coming out here, and you're feeling like this conflict is actually defining your life in a way. It's defining your peace or lack thereof. You are internalizing the conflict as a burden that you need to carry and you need to take care of, you need to solve somehow. But it's blocking your own path forward, it's blocking your vision forward. You're internalizing this conflict coming from so many outer sources that really are not even about you, and yet you are the one carrying it all. Carrying so many things that don't belong to you, to the point that you cannot see your own path forward, and you may be feeling disconnected from what it is that you really want and what it is you really feel called to do, disconnected from mission and purpose. Because this is a 10 though, this is the end of that. This conflict is coming to an end. You've been in a place, Page of Wands, where you were on your path for a while. You were very much almost in a vacuum, not really humoring other people's opinions, other people's needs or desires, almost like really good at setting a boundary between yourself and those other people, and really just becoming observant, just kind of approaching them with a childlike curiosity, observation, wonder, and that wasn't really distracting you from your own mission, your own purpose. In fact, you were really like, for a while there, I think, really just involved, I want to say lost in a passion, lost in a mission, lost in a purpose. And that was a beautiful thing. Even if you weren't thinking ahead, like, where is this going to get me, or where is this taking me? That's not the point. I think part of the reason now that you feel torn is because that page of wands has turned into a 5 and a 10 of wands. So now other people's opinions are getting into the mix, other people's needs, as I said, other people's projections onto you are into the mix. So now that's making you re-examine this passion or this purpose, this calling, and question it, like thinking about it with this adult analytical mind rather than a child's mind of just like, I know this fills my cup, I know this feels right, I'm not thinking about where it's going to get me, I just know that I need to do this right now. Where this is leading you, the end of the month, is you feeling like you have to make a decision. And you might find yourself feeling like it's an impossible decision. You might find yourself at a stalemate, trying to like figure it out in your mind. I think the main thing to remember here is that your feelings matter. Your feelings aren't facts, but your feelings do matter. And Pisces, for you especially, you can't block yourself off from the sea of emotion that is always your backdrop. That sea of emotion takes many years for us to navigate that and to understand what those ebbs and flows mean. What those changes in tide mean. But that's not reason enough to just cut it yourself off from them and think like, oh, I'm just going to stay in my mind. I'm going to keep this solely mental, and that's how I'm going to make this decision. Because you can't make a good decision that way. Making a decision only from here can paralyze you. It can put you in analysis paralysis that then blocks a very important part of you, which is your intuition, which is your third eye. And your third eye communicates with you also through your heart chakra. It also communicates through your gut. Like those feelings play a role in educating you about decisions and about your situation. And also when you're just in a thinking place, things are not what they seem. So of course it's even more impossible to make a decision. The moon is in this card. The moon's in the 2 of Swords, which tells us that when we are only in our heads, when our third eyes are closed, when we're ignoring the emotion, always moving behind us, always moving within us, but when we pretend it's not there, we're detached from reality. We're not becoming more logical or rational by dampening an important part of ourselves, of our beings. We actually become more irrational. We become more detached from the truth, which isn't always right in front of us, which isn't always a physical, measurable thing. Truth comes from a lot of places, and knowing truth comes through a lot of different inputs of intelligence. So it's really, really hard to see what's real. And you can often really mistake anxieties and fears as the truth when you're in that kind of, 2 of Swords place of, let me just figure this out. Let me decide. It's either this or it's this. And when we see things in a binary way too, that's a very quick way of eliminating truth or ignoring truth. Because truth often is not in the black and white. It's in the nuance. It's in the gray. And Pisces, you know that very well. As someone who has all 12 signs in you, as someone who's, torn between the 3D and the 5D at all times. You're the closest to that other plane of any sign. So it's, things are not black and white. Things are always more complex than what they seem. And that answers for you can lie in the complexity. You don't get to answers by trying to simplify. You get to answers by acknowledging complexity, by acknowledging the duality of a situation even, and just saying, this isn't my job to solve this duality or resolve it. It's my job rather to hold space for both of it and see where I fit in this, how I can hold space for both of those dualities. Not like define myself by one or the other, because you can't be defined by one or the other. You are so much more than that, Pisces. A lot of this conflict is coming from that. A lot of this burden is coming from that. Feeling like you have a choice, like you have a binary black and white decision you need to make, and you're not supposed to make a decision like that. So setting yourself up for making that decision is like setting yourself up for suffering. Reconnect, Pisces, to this Page of Wands, this this presence in mission, in passion, in purpose, and not the semantics that go around it. That is the way that you best serve yourself. And it's likely that if you're approaching life as that Page of Wands, you're going to be building a new foundation for yourself. You're going to be paving a new path for yourself, one that doesn't exist, because you're in a creative and explorative phase. You're not looking for someone else, or I guess the key is to not look for someone else who's already done something for you a certain way before you. You're free-flowing, free-moving, like a child at play. That's where your mission and purpose lies here. Free-flowing, free-moving, like a child at play. A kid doesn't always play by the rules. A kid makes up their own rules. And that's my advice to you. I would love to hear how this looks specifically for you in your life. Comment below if you want to open up your heart to me and share. I would love to hear. I love you, Pisces. If you haven't checked out my Patreon, please take a moment and do so. Only $8 a month, and you really would support me so much in becoming a better support system for you. That's what my goal is here. That's what I want to be able to afford to do. So take a peek at that. And if you want to check out the higher tiers too, if you're someone who wants more individual, customized personal readings every month, check that out. So far it's been great, and I think I'm really enjoying those relationships with patrons. So please take a peek at that. And at the very least, if it's not something that you can do, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it far and wide with anyone who you think needs a little extra help or support right now. That's why I do this. That's why I'm here. I love you. I'm rooting for you. Have a beautiful September, and I'll see you next time.